Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of MiniTown Talks. I'm Christine, owner of MiniTown Café and Play, and this is the podcast where we have real conversations about parenting, community, and incredible people making difference right here in Connecticut. Today's guest has had such an inspiring career. For about 15 years, she worked as a television, giving the weather, traffic anchor, and reporter up and down the East Coast. Today, she's taking everything she learned in broadcasting and built a successful career as a content creator, sharing fashion, lifestyle, local recommendations, and family-friendly adventures. We are so excited to have Lorin with us. Lorin,
Hi.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And we're so excited to learn more about you. So let's start talking about the woman before social media. So I always like to start at the beginning. Who was Lorin growing up?
So I grew up in Trumbull, Connecticut, so not very far. Southwest Connecticut's been my home. And I grew up with my sister. I have a younger sister, my parents in Trumbull. And went to high school, went to college. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. I changed my career a couple times actually before I stumbled across communication, and never really thought I would be good on camera. I was actually really shy when I was growing up, so I actually used to get, if you want to laugh, blotches like when I was doing presentations in middle school.
Oh my goodness.
Never thought in a million years that I would have gone into television.
And you're a great communicator. I love hearing you talk and your videos.
Thank you.
Showing your looks. It's so cute.
No, that means a lot to me. And I was just telling you, I love your video. So, it all works out. Yeah.
So, that's nice. And what was the options? Like, if you were not doing what you did, what were the other options you had?
So I actually went to school, an aquaculture school for high school. It was the Bridgeport Regional Vocational Aquaculture School. I think I said that right. Maybe not. But I wanted to be a marine biologist. I loved everything about the water, about aquatic animals, and I actually went to Roger Williams because they had a great marine bio program. I did a couple semesters, maybe 2 semesters doing that. And I said, you know what? I think this is more of a hobby than a career for me because I'm not good at math and, some science I'm good at, but it just felt like something that, I wanted to change my career path. So then I thought maybe, I'll be a psychologist. I love talking to people. Nope, I think I realized that I care so much about people that I just don't know if that would be the right career for me. Like I would internalize it a lot. So then I was like, you know what? I like to talk. Let's try communications. And my professor at the time was trying to start up a YouTube channel. He was trying to start something up in the university. We'd never done that before. We called it The Feed. And I would go around campus interviewing students about topics. There were all different topics. So we did 9/11, we did dance club, there was like smoking only allowed in gazebos at one point. They had a new policy, so we did a video on that. So it was really, honestly, amazing to be a part of that because it was the start of it for the university. And during that time, I was like, you know what? I actually think I could do this as a career. But I could keep talking about this. And so after that, and I had 2 internships. I graduated with my journalism degree, and I was like, you know what? I will go anywhere in the whole country. My parents were like, whoa. No. Like I applied to Guam. I applied to Oregon and Idaho, and there's over 200 markets in the country, TV markets. I would have gone anywhere for my first job as a reporter. But it took a long time. My video wasn't very good in the beginning, and I definitely needed work. And I got my first job as a part-time reporter down south in North Carolina, and honestly was making, I think it was $9 an hour, something like that. And I jumped at the chance because I really wanted to do it. I was like, I'll do anything. So I moved down there, didn't know anybody, lived on my own in Greenville, North Carolina. I met friends, but it was very adventurous of me. I look back at that, and a lot of people do that to start their career in TV news because they need to go to a smaller market to get experience to get back to where they want to be. And it it was good for me
Okay.
in the long run. But it was hard too. Yeah.
And eventually you came back to Connecticut.
I did. So I was in North Carolina for a year. Then I got a full-time job as a reporter, as a one-man band reporter in West Virginia, in Beckley, which I'd never been to before. And so I went there for almost a year. And then I actually ended up moving home and I got a traffic anchor job at News 12 Connecticut.
Okay.
And, you know, at the time my family was up here, my boyfriend was up here, now husband, Rocco. He actually got a job down south. So he moved down south to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I got this traffic anchor job up north. So we switched. We did long distance for 4.5 years. And I loved being back in my home state. I missed it. I missed Connecticut.
Yeah.
So
one time here, you never want to leave, right? I love here too.
yeah, you know, growing up, I was like, I know there's more out there. I wanted to explore, but once I did, I realized how great Connecticut was. Yeah. And then I wanted to come home, you know.
And the next question actually, I'm going to make this question and then I'm going to ask another thing about Connecticut.
Okay.
So were you always interested in science and weather?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So when I was in middle school, there was actually a meteorology club. Now, I don't remember if I actually joined it, but I remember I went on a field trip with them. I always loved the weather, and I thought it was so interesting. And again, my interest in science. Mm-hmm. So later in life, when I was doing traffic in New York, their weekend weather person, they were looking for somebody because they left suddenly. I don't remember what happened, but they needed somebody to fill in. So I said, you know what, I'll try it and we'll see what happens. And the chief meteorologist at that station was and is a really good friend of mine. And he kind of told me, you know, what to do. He kind of trained me. And after I did it a couple weekends, I said, you know what, I really love the weather. I love doing this. It's exciting. It's fun. And they're like, well, you got to go back to school. I'm like, oh, okay. So I enrolled in Mississippi State Online's, their university, their online program. And it's a geoscience program. And you do 2 classes a semester. So I was doing it while I was working full time. Mm-hmm. It was hard to do everything at the same time.
And I think studying online, it's even like harder than when
in some ways.
There. Yes.
Because, you know, you don't see people in person. You don't have that reminder all the time. Like, this assignment is due on this date. And, you know, you have to sign into their portal to remember all of this. So I was even doing schoolwork. I'll never forget it. After my son was born in the hospital. Like, I remember him being, like, in a bassinet next to me in the hospital. And I was online doing work about...
Yeah, because they don't care.
No, right. It's not really an excuse, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, I had my son,
but just gave birth.
You know, you have your assignment due, so like you have to do your assignment.
Yes.
So you know, it took me like years to get all that done because there were some semesters I would take off, or I'd do 1 class, or I'd do 2 classes, or I tried to fit it into my life where I could. So eventually, I got my degree in 2023.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also now, keeping the subject weather, what do you think about Connecticut weather? Yeah. Is that something that you like, the weather here?
So it's funny because when I was growing up, I loved snow because, you know, obviously we got school days off because of snow. As I got older, and then I ended up in television, if it snows, you are working crazy hours. Like, because that's when people watch, right? So, you know, you would be like wall to wall. Even when I was doing traffic, you'd be going nonstop. You know, there's an accident, there's something going on, we want to let everybody know the roads are bad, you know, whatever's going on across the state. I do love Connecticut weather because we get a little bit of everything. My absolute favorite season is fall. I just love... Me too. I love New England fall. When the leaves change color, it's the most magical thing.
And the smell.
And the smell.
I love the smell. Everywhere you go, like
pumpkin, apples. I like this time of year in August, I get so excited for September. My birthday's in September too. Maybe that's part of it. But you know, I love the New England fall. I love Christmas and the holidays in Connecticut. It's just beautiful. It's New England. January, February, you know.
It's more snowy.
Yeah, it's snow. I mean, you know, as a meteorologist, maybe I should love it, but I think over time I'm like, I just like the warm weather and the fall and the holidays.
Okay. And summer, it's not your favorite?
I like summer. I do. I really like summer, but it's not my favorite. Fall is my favorite.
Mine too.
Yeah.
What was your very first day on TV like?
Oh my goodness. So when I was down south, when I was in North Carolina, I remember I was ultra prepared because I was so excited and so ready to be doing something on TV. So I'd like plan everything. I'm a planner. In advance, like, okay, so we call it a stand-up, like when you're on camera, my stand-up is gonna say this, and I'm gonna interview this kind of person, and I'm gonna start it off like this. My news director down in North Carolina gave me really great advice, and she said, think of a story like a sandwich. So you start off the sandwich with somebody who's impacted with whatever you're interviewing about, right? Like, so say it's a story on a walk that you're doing, like a walk for a charity. So you start with the person, hey, this impacted me. My mom has this disease. In the middle, you talk about like the meat, like, what is the story about? Like this organization does this. And then at the end, you give an impactful quote, something that's maybe a little bit emotional from that same person from the beginning. And it kind of like ties it together. I'm sorry, I forgot what the question was.
No, do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, does she think that you did right here?
Yeah, but no, but like so I learned that. Oh yeah, so my first time on TV, I was very nervous. The first time I was live, I remember I practiced my script a million times because I just wanted to sound good and I didn't want to mess it up. But the truth about TV, or just a lot of things in life.
Was live the very first time you were on TV?
That I was live.
Oh, yeah.
No, actually, it was a recorded story that I had done, and the anchor introduced it and everything. But I do remember the first time I was live on TV, and I was, the anchor will toss to the reporter, right? They'll say, "Hey, Lorin Richardson has more on the story." And I'm sitting there and I'm live on TV, and I remember feeling the heart palpitations. It's a little nervous, and eventually, I said my lines perfectly. That was great. But the reality is you're not going to say everything perfectly every time. And once you're live all the time, like when I was doing weather and traffic, you're going to mess up. And when you do, you kind of just laugh sometimes, or you just play it off, and you learn to do that because that's life. We're never going to be perfect.
And you always think you could do better, right?
100%.
After you finish, you're like, ooh, I should have said that, or should whatever.
We're our worst critic, and just in life, right?
Yes.
And so when I would watch myself back on TV or hear my voice, I would always say, oh, I should have said this, or oh, my hair looks funny here, or oh, I should have, my voice was too high here. We're always picking on ourselves, right? Because that's what we do. You're
never gonna say, "Ooh, today was perfect."
Yeah, that's what we do, right? That's who we are.
Okay, yes. So were you terrified, or you're?
Yeah, I was nervous. I do remember doing traffic, and that was live in the mornings when I worked at News 12 Connecticut, and that made me nervous because it's live. So say you say something and you're like, wait, it's live. So you just got to keep going. I had a great meteorologist that I worked with at News 12 Connecticut, and he and I would just laugh, and like he would say something funny to me and I'd say something funny back, and that made it so fun. So after a while, you learn to be yourself and not kind of a robot. In the beginning, you're like, hello, I'm Lorin, and here's the traffic, and and eventually learn to just be yourself. It took me time.
And you were lucky, right? Because you said you had a good relationship with this coworker, so you were lucky.
And the anchors too. Like we had a great time together, and that really makes a difference when you get along.
I think not everybody has this lucky to have good coworkers, and
yes, that made such a difference for me, for sure.
And what are some behind-the-scenes things people never realize about working television?
Oh, okay. Well, we do our own hair and makeup because people...
You don't have a person to?
No. Well, I've never had one. Some stations do, but we learn to do our own. So I had to learn all about makeup. I mean, I, growing up, didn't wear a lot of makeup. I still don't when I'm not on TV anymore, but, I had to learn to do the fake eyelashes and a little bit of contouring and things like that. So that was interesting. Another thing behind the scenes, so weather and traffic, completely live. There's never a script. So if you're talking about something, you just have to figure out how you're going to say it in your head. Mm-hmm. And that's a little scary sometimes, right? But
so there's nobody talking to you?
Oh, no, we do have an earpiece.
Oh, okay.
And we have an earpiece, and the producer will count you down. So with weather, it's time. So say you have 3.5 minutes to do your long weather. Mm-hmm. The producer will be in your ear, and they'll be like, 1 minute, 30 seconds. They'll count you down to the end.
And you're reading everything?
I'm not reading anything.
No, it's
nothing. Except we have the graphics behind us.
Okay. So it's not green.
But it's a green screen.
Oh.
And there is a monitor here and a monitor here, so you can see the graphics with you. But you just have to get used to it, and it's very challenging.
So you were in a green scene?
Yes.
With 2 monitors?
Yeah.
And you're seeing
and
what
a monitor in
seeing.
front, too, and
see.
seeing what you're seeing. But there is no script for weather, usually. I mean, maybe if you're reading like a story with Anchor, they'll give you a script, but if you're doing weather, you just say it kind of off the top of your head, or whatever, you were doing research that morning, you're kind of explaining whatever you've looked at and found out and researched. So it's, it definitely took me a lot of getting used to. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing, because when I told people that I didn't have a script, they were shocked.
Yeah.
I
am.
Yeah. Like, oh, you did 3.5 minutes of weather and you didn't have a script. And nope. But that's how pretty much all the meteorologists do it. What was the other thing I was going to say? I don't remember. But those are 2 things that.
And do you prefer?
People wouldn't know.
At the time, you prefer doing traffic or weather?
Weather. I did like doing traffic too. Traffic kind of got me used to the format, because in traffic you don't have a script either. So you kind of just say, hey, there's an accident here on I-95 at exit 22 northbound. 2 lanes are blocked. Take the Merit or something. Like, you kind of get used to that lingo.
You know what's happening, and you just.
So there's different sites that you would use to find the information. You also have to learn to talk really fast when you do traffic, because you usually have like a minute to do it, or maybe longer at some other stations. But when I did it, it was normally about a minute. So you're just like you're trying to get through the information as fast as you can if it's a busy day. If it's a slow day, you're like, everything's great, smooth sailing, no issues. But when it came to weather's a lot longer. You'll have like a 3.5 minute hit. And like I said, the producer, this is what I was going to say, counts you down at the end. So at the end, they'll say wrap when they want you to finish. Sometimes you're in the middle of a sentence, right? So you're trying to finish as quickly as possible, because the producer's timing out the show. So they're making sure everything is timed correctly. And sometimes weather can make or break that if you go over or you're under.
Okay, about the traffic. You said you have 1 minute. But let's say you were you were live, and then you talk about the traffic for that 1 minute. Mm-hmm. But then, your time is done.
Yeah.
But then it's a new accident. Then you come live again?
Yep. So there's usually a traffic hit every, I don't know, like 10 minutes in a show.
As you can see, I don't watch.
No. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I mean, and I've worked at different places, so it's different every place you work at. And some places have it sooner and some places have it. But I would say every 10 minutes, maybe every 12 minutes in a morning show, you would do traffic. And when the accident pops up, like, you'll put it in the next traffic hit.
Okay.
However, sometimes things happen on the fly. So say you're looking at the maps and you notice there's an accident while you're on TV. Say, oh, I see there's an accident here at exit 17. I'm going to get more information for you on that in my next traffic.
Okay.
Or sometimes the producer will even know what's going on, so they'll tell you. And sometimes they'll have a photographer out in the field, like, who might be filming the accident, so you can toss to the photographer's video. Mm-hmm. There's all sorts of.
Okay, it's not that hard.
Scenarios.
I feel like it is hard, but you have a lot of
Resources, definitely resources.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's great.
for sure.
So you spent more than 15 years in broadcast journalism.
I would say about 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah, total.
And looking back, what are you most proud of?
I would say that I'm very proud to the fact that I always stayed true to myself. I am, in the beginning, like I said, it was a little bit robotic until I became who I am now, but I always tried to be positive, and I always had a big smile on my face when I was doing weather. And I do think that times change, right? So now I have a family and I have my young kids, and I did leave the business, and it was the best thing I could have done for myself right now, because like my family is number one 100%. But that was me, like on camera when I was doing weather, that was the real me, I was always just myself, and I think I'm proud of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think when we're watching TV, we can sometimes feel when the person is being the person, like especially reality show. I don't know if you watch, but sometimes
I have.
Watch. Yes, I like it.
Me too.
So sometimes I'm watching, it's like, I think this person's fake. Oh no, this person, no, it's true. So I think you can feel for sure.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah.
It's a very good reason to be proud of.
Yeah, and I really loved it, and I think that you could see that. And now what I'm doing on social media, I think that you can see that I really love that.
Yes, I know that
I love
every
it.
time you showing your looks, you always use like the weather, the forecast, and I'm like, she knows how to use like the things she knows in her favor, because that's great.
I'm trying to still use it. I got my degree, right? And I love weather, and I still think it's a way to be different, right? And showcase my meteorological skills, and also my love of fashion, which I've always loved fashion. So, and I joke around with my husband, and I say, oh, it's an excuse for me to buy more things. But,
That's a great excuse, actually.
Yeah, right? These days.
And what were some of your favorite moments on air?
So I would have to say there were really great moments. There were times that down south I would get a story before another station, and I'd be like, yes, that like competitive nature. I would say I worked with just amazing people on the air, and some of the chemistry that I had with people was just so great. We would just laugh. It didn't feel like work, right? You're on TV for 3.5 hours. I'm thinking particularly of a weekend anchor I worked with. We worked together for a long time, and we just got along so great. And we had kids around the same age. So in between the commercial breaks, we'd always be chatting about, oh, did your kid do this? Or, what's new with them? And it just felt like a really great relationship to have. So there were times it didn't feel like work. There were a lot of funny moments behind the scenes or on camera. One time I was eating a granola bar in between hits because it's a long show, right? And I just, all of a sudden I could barely talk. Like it was like, I think it just got lodged in my throat. I wasn't choking or anything, but you have a long weather hit. And so I'm trying to give the forecast and my voice is just like barely make any sounds. So I had to run back to the weather desk, grab my water bottle, drink it.
And you were
live? This is still all live.
Okay.
This is all live. And then come back and be like, I'm sorry. And you wouldn't believe the amount of messages I got from people. People were like, are you okay? Like, what happened to you? Are you all right? And that really shows you that people are so invested and so caring. And I really found, some great friendships just online, like just talking to people that I didn't even know. But, every morning when I was on air, they'd message me, good morning, Lorin. The weather's 34 degrees and I don't know, a town in Connecticut. And that relationship was special to have. And
do you still talk with some of them or?
Yeah. And I mean, we would just talk through email or Facebook. Okay. But, I got to know people. Not that I ever really met them in person, but
But it's online friends, online.
Yeah. And they would tell me sometimes if something was going on with their life, and they'd message me and I'd say, oh, that's great, or oh, I'm so sorry. And so we had a nice relationship that way. That was cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
And did you ever have any embarrassing live TV moment?
So the one that I just told you about definitely was embarrassing. It's live TV. You never know what's going to happen, right? And there were times other things happened to me, and I don't remember particularly. I do remember a couple times, like, I would get a coffee spill on my dress because I love coffee in the morning. And, you know, you're tired, you're up early, and, you got coffee stain on your dress, so you better have it back up. I learned that the hard way. I'd bring like 2 or 3 backup dresses with me to work, just in case, because you never know when you're going to need it.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't need that many, but...
It's just like kids, right?
Yeah.
Always
things happen.
Yeah,
And as
you
a
never
mom, that happens to me every day too. Like, especially when my kids were babies. I mean,
I think, like, if you're not going to be live on TV, it's okay to show up at the mall with some things in your dress. But when you're going to go live, definitely you need it.
Right. You can't go another 2 hours with like a big stain on your dress.
Yes.
Gotta change.
And weather can change in seconds, right?
Yes.
Did that teach you anything about handling pressure?
Yes. Yes, it did. I mean, I learned so much about that when I was on TV. There were times, I was there once or twice for a tornado warning. When you go through a tornado warning, you have to stay the entire time on the air. The first time that happened to me, honestly, I was pretty terrified because, you're saying the same thing over and over again. You feel so responsible for telling people the information that they need. It's an emergency. It's not like a typical weather event where, it's raining, it's showers, or, sometimes rain can cause flash flooding. I also was on air live about flash flooding, dangers. When you get a flash flood warning, have you ever gotten that notification on your phone before where it's like emergency? People can lose their lives in flash flooding. So it's a very serious thing. So I just really learned to be able to handle the pressure, to remain calm. And that took time. And that still takes time, right? Because I'm a parent, right? So there's times that my son will fall or my daughter will scratch her knee. And I'm like, just remember, stay calm, be calm. So I'm constantly working on that.
So your career probably helped you to have like a self-control.
Yeah. And it's still in progress, right? As a mom, we're not going to be
Always.
perfect.
Did viewers recognize you were everywhere?
Sometimes they did. And I actually loved it. It made me feel so special when somebody came up to me and said, "Oh my gosh, you're Lorin, and I watch you in the morning." And it's like, "Wow, thank you so much." And, I think that's really cool. And sometimes it still happens occasionally because I was on air for a while in Connecticut. And then before that I was down south. So obviously, but I think that's special.
They still?
Sometimes, yeah. Or somebody will say to me, "You look really familiar." And I'll say, "Oh, I wonder why." And then after a while I'll say, "Well, did you watch, this channel or that channel?" And then sometimes that will be the reason why. But I think it was cool. Yeah.
I bet it is.
Yeah, and I just liked meeting people.
And after building such a successful television career, what made you decide it was time for something different?
So my family and my sleep, honestly, my health. And I just wasn't sleeping, especially when my daughter was a baby. Her sleep schedule was irregular, and then my sleep schedule became totally irregular. So I was like, I have to leave. Even my doctors, kind of agreed on that, and it was the best step for me. And I think now I'm a much better person just in general for my kids because I'm, more alert and just being on a regular schedule for my family, having, weekends and, holidays, and just being able to see them grow up that way.
But was it like difficult to walk away from something you'd done for so long?
Oh, 100%. It was so hard. And I went through a period of time where I was questioning it. Is it the right decision? And, but it was, because I feel like I'm a better person now. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with the industry, because it was great, and I met so many great people doing it. But for me, and I've always had sleep issues, like I've just never been a great sleeper. So for me, it got to a point where it was like, this is a problem.
I need to sleep.
I need to sleep. Yeah. Sleep is important, especially when you're a new mom, especially when you've got a baby at home.
And it's a hard period too, like right after birth. It is a hard period for moms too.
It is,
I don't know if, like people that don't have children, I don't know if they have the idea how hard it is.
Yeah, and I definitely had just anxiety about my kids after they were born, and are they okay, and checking the monitor, right? And like, if they would make a sound, it would wake me up, but then I'd be up for an hour or two, and sometimes they just fall right back asleep, but I'd be up. Even to this day, they still both have monitors, and I still look at them. My daughter's 2, so like,
she need it. Yeah. My son's 4, and I also monitor him, so it's total.
Yeah.
I could monitor my 17 years old too, but I don't think she would like, so it's fine. And did you always know social media would be your next chapter? Like when you decide you were not gonna keep doing TV, you knew that you're gonna get in social media, or you gotta
I had no idea. So I do a couple things. So I am helping out at a med spa, so I do that. I also am an assistant teacher during the school year. I love doing that, and I love kids, and I'm doing that for now. And then also, the social media thing kind of came about because I always have loved social media. And like I said, connecting with people. And so I was terrified to start this account, honestly, because I was like, well, are people going to think differently of me? I don't know. It's different than anything I've done. And I remember when I put the first video out, my heart was like beating out of my chest. Just silly, right? So silly. Because then people liked it and liked my page and followed me, and but in the beginning I'm like, is this gonna be worth it? I don't know. And I've just honestly have been having fun with it.
Right.
It's really fun. It doesn't feel like work. I do it in my spare time with my kids, like when they're napping or if they're playing or whatever. I've made it work, and I just love it.
Yeah, on TV it's never about you, where you're just talking about weather, traffic, or something else, and you're on social media, it's all about your life, who you really are at home with your children or with your husband, family. So I bet that
it's real.
Yeah, it's like exciting.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
it's real.
Challenging.
And it's kind of getting out there that, mom life is not perfect. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of days where, my kids are screaming, and, I'm overwhelmed, and we all are, right? It's not this cookie cutter, picture perfect life that sometimes you do see on social media. And so I try to express that a little bit on my page. I don't share too much, I think, but I just want to be real with people.
That's it. That's what they want to see.
Yeah.
Like real people. And what has surprised you most about being an influencer?
I think that I've met other influencers too through this platform, and how cool they are, and how real they are, and how everybody supports each other. People will comment on my posts, or I'll like repost their repost. Repost their fashion segments, or these local shops that I've met. I've learned so much about just how hard it is to be a small business, or but also how amazing some of their clothing is, some of their jewelry is. I've met just the nicest people.
And have you make like partnership with the stores and?
Kind of. I mean, in the beginning I reached out to them and said, hey, I love your content. Can I come and film and do something with you? Now it is sometimes a collaboration. I know when I reached out to you about doing a fun family segment, you were like, yeah, come by and come film it. And it also is making me learn so much about my community. And I love that.
That's the best.
It's so fun.
It is. People often think like content creation, it's easy, but what's something people don't see behind the scenes?
No, it's not easy. I thought that a little bit. I think learning everything on my own was tough, like setting up my shop, learning how to link my products, learning, I don't know, all sorts of things. Like I'm on a website where they, send you products and you have to review them and things like that. It's just been such a process because I've never done anything like this before. And yeah, it is work, and you always have to be creative. You always got to think about things. And sometimes in the middle of the night when I wake up, I have on my notes on my phone, I'll write an idea that I thought of, like, oh, I should do a video on XYZ. And I don't want to forget it in the middle of the night, so I write it on my phone. So I'll, but just keeping consistent content takes a lot of work. And you know that because you guys do a great job with your content.
And sometimes it costs money as well, right? People I think they don't have like this idea that we also spend money to create content.
Yes. It's like you're kind of taking a gamble on yourself. Like, hey, I'm going to spend this money, but I think it will be worth it.
Yeah, but it's fun.
But it's so fun.
And how has becoming a mom changed your priorities?
Oh, 100%. As I just told you, I mean, my son and my daughter are everything to me. I always wanted to be a mom. When I was in 5th grade in my yearbook, they ask you what you want to be when you grow up, and I put, I want to be a mom of 2 and live in a colonial house. I don't think I understood the question. But anyway, regardless, I always wanted to be a mom, and that is my dream, and that is my life right now. And being with my kids is everything, and getting to see them grow up and getting to go places with them and experience things with them. Like I'm still a child, even though I'm 38 years old. Like I love seeing everything through them and playing with them. And, at MiniTown, like when my daughter was there, right? She had such a great time. Just getting to share those moments with my kids it really is everything. And my husband too, like he loves taking my son to sports games, and he's the coach on his soccer team, and just seeing him be able to be a part of those things, it means so much to him too. I can tell, so we're both kind of living that dream, and it's exhausting and it's a lot, right? But it is so worth it.
It is.
100%.
Sure it is. And has motherhood changed the way you look at success?
Yeah. I think that happiness is number one. If you're not happy with whatever, your life is, then it's not worth it, right? And I think, for so long I was so career driven, and I still kind of am now that I'm doing this social media thing, but I think that happiness, coming home to a house where you feel happy and you feel love, that's number one in life. And I've always had that. My family has always been the best, like my mom and dad, my sister, and now having my own little family, it's the best. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Priorities in life, for sure.
And what has been the biggest challenge for you right now?
Balance of everything, keeping up with my kids. I know it's going to get harder. It's going to get harder because my daughter doesn't do any extracurricular activities yet. She's 2. But, my son, he's doing swim, he does karate, and soccer, and then birthday parties, and my daughter, and, just, I don't know, she kind of comes along for the ride right now, right? But, and then my own work, and, also like, I want to see my friends sometimes, and I try to exercise every morning, and, I try to keep up with cooking at night, and like,
it's like family care, self-care.
Yeah.
Everything like
it's just trying to do everything. And it's not easy. But it's not easy for any mom. Like we're all going through it.
Yeah. And I don't want to discourage you, but that don't get easy. Because I have my 4 years old, but I also have a 15 and a 17.
Right.
And sometimes it was like, okay, they're gonna grow, they're gonna be
they're gonna be more independent.
Yeah, they are very independent. But like my daughter, she has her own car, she goes everywhere. But I mean, I feel like our chores, like mom chores, doesn't end.
It's different,
It's
but it's
different,
hard.
changes,
Yeah.
but it's too hard. So
Yeah.
that never gets it. And my daughter is going to college now, so I'm not sure what it's gonna be like for
Yeah.
me, but I'm already suffering. So yeah,
Oh.
you gotta enjoy every minute of your children. You're right what you're doing, because soon they're gonna be packing.
I know, and that breaks my heart. And my son is 6, right? And one day he said, "Mommy," he goes, "I'm not gonna leave you for a long time." And I was like, "What? You're gonna leave me?" And I came to a realization that, wait, he is gonna go to college one day, or he's gonna go off on his own one day, and that will be great. That'll be awesome. But like, it will be very hard for me.
It is.
You know.
It is hard.
Yeah.
And I have got like goosebumps only thinking about it, because every day it's closer to the day she's leaving.
Yeah.
She's gonna leave in 2 weeks. So I mean,
Oh.
for me, it's like my heart is broken. But anyways,
But I just have to say one thing. Like when I found out I was having a daughter, and you have a daughter, my first thought was like getting that phone call that it's a girl. I'm gonna get to go prom dress shopping with her one day, hopefully, and wedding dress shopping with her one day, because those are memories I remember with my mom, and I hope that I get to have that with my daughter.
yeah.
That was like the first thought I had.
I didn't.
Isn't that weird?
I didn't prom shopping with her.
Yeah.
She bought herself.
Oh, well. And now like,
But I mean,
Yeah.
But that's definitely a tradition I think you can build in your family. That's something you wish you had, like yourself with
Right.
your mom, and that's something you want to do with your daughter, and
Yeah.
you should
Yeah.
do it. And that, but I want to be there when she's married.
Yeah.
I want to be there to choose her, to help her to choose the dress.
yeah, and it's those memories that I look forward to. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna still have those amazing memories one day.
Yeah.
Hopefully, or if I don't, fine, whatever, you know, but I could have them with my daughter.
And all the things that you're doing right now, it's one day it's gonna be memories.
Yeah.
So if you ask my opinion, I
Yeah.
think you did right to leaving your work for now
Yeah.
and spend time and give your 100% time to your children.
Yeah.
You're gonna prepare them for the world, because they are not ours, right? They are
Yeah.
not ours. So
Yeah.
we need to prepare them to the world. So I think you did very right.
Thank you. It's hard that, you know, they're not going to be living with us forever.
Yeah, I know. But hopefully they're gonna live closer.
Yeah, yeah. And
My
you know,
parents live in Brazil and I live here,
Oh.
so I bet that for them it's much harder. And
Yeah.
my brother lives in Netherlands, so they don't have
Yeah.
children close to them.
that's hard.
So it is hard. But
Yeah.
one day it's all memories, and that's what you're gonna remember.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And what's one parent's lesson you've learned that you wish someone had told you earlier?
Oh gosh. Well, you know what? I would say there's no book that can teach you everything. When I was pregnant, I would read all these articles and these books, and I wanted to be prepared because that's who I am, right? I like being prepared. I like having a schedule. There's no schedule for a child. And every child's different. My son was one way, my daughter was another. So just know that it's going to be challenging at times, and it's not going to be perfect, and you're not going to be 100% prepared, and you just have to be okay with that, and you will figure it out. You will figure it out. You will get through it, and there's going to be amazing moments that you're on top of the world and you're so happy, and when they say their first word or take their first step, but then there's going to be moments where you're going to want to pull your hair out because it's going to be really tough. They're not going to sleep like you always want them to, and you're not going to make plans like you always want to because they'll get sick. Things will happen.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. There will be sick days.
Yeah.
Those are the worst.
Yeah, and when my son first started daycare, he got sick a lot. It was a lot, and I wasn't mentally prepared for that. And I got sick too because I'm taking care of him, right? So, but you just
And
learn.
by the time you used to work,
Yeah. So and then I'd have to call out of work, and I'd have to be home with him, and it would kill me to see him suffering too and so sick. And then I lost my voice, and I got laryngitis, and it was just
it's
it's hard.
it's a whole different thing
Yeah.
from the things that we're used
But I would do anything for him. I'm like,
of course.
you know.
How do you protect quality time with your kids while also running your business, your channel, your social media?
Yeah. I definitely find the little times that I can to film things. So my daughter's napping, or I brought my daughter to MiniTown with you, right? So I brought her there. She gets to play. I get to do an interview. I get to film things. I'm watching her the whole time. So it's, with my son, he's very self-sufficient. Now he loves to color and read. He just started reading this year, which is so exciting. You could tell the way when I talk about him, I like smile just, and my daughter too. But yeah, I mean, so I figure it out. I knew I would. Or even sometimes I'll be sitting in my bed late at night and I'm editing stuff and I love doing it. So it's not like I'm forcing myself to do this. Maybe there will come a time where I feel like it's more work, but right now it's just fun. So
yeah,
I hope it stays that way
with whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And recently, you start sharing more family-friendly places around Fairfield County. What inspired that?
I think that as moms, we're always looking to get our kids out in the summer, right? I mean, our kids are home from school. We want to do fun things with them, memories, like I said, that we're going to remember. And, I take tons of pictures on my phone of them doing everything. So it's like, I will remember, hey, we went to MiniTown and we hung out and spent the day together. We went to the aquarium and we went there for a birthday party and we saw this shark and, oh, look at this picture of him. I mean, it's like that is, when you're a mom, for me at least, that is just so meaningful. I love sharing those memories with my kids. So that's why I wanted to create fun family finds so moms can kind of like have ideas of things to do around Fairfield County. And there's so many things in Southwest Connecticut to do. I mean, we have a zoo, we have an aquarium. Like, there's so many different things to do here.
There are.
Yeah.
And everything is so fun.
Yeah.
And what makes a place worth recommending to families?
I think if it's a place where my kids genuinely have fun and I can have fun too. And one thing I liked about MiniTown is the fact that I could grab a coffee, and it was a really good coffee, by the way. And I could just sit there and watch her and, I keep an eye on her, but still do something for myself too. Because, and like I said, I love marine life, so going to the aquarium, I love that. I enjoy that, right? Like, my kid's having fun, but I'm having fun too, right?
Yeah, aquarium is so fun.
So fun.
And it's always something different to see there. I love it too. And when you all conduct kid-friendly business, what's the first thing you notice?
That's hard. I think the smiles of the kids. Looking to see, there's not always going to be happy kids, right? There's kids screaming too because they don't want to leave and they're having a tantrum. That's real life. But I think seeing the excitement on kids' faces is awesome.
And what makes a family experience memorable?
I just think doing something together, maybe it's something that you normally wouldn't always do at home, right? Like, if you're at the aquarium, you're seeing a shark together. How cool is that? If you're at MiniTown, you're, climbing. I was climbing up the stairs with my daughter, and we were looking at the princess dresses together, and, just experiencing those things together, watching her go down that slide into the ball pit, and she's like, wee, those memories are great to have.
Are there any hidden gems around Fairfield County that more parents should know about it?
You know what? That's what I'm discovering. I've discovered a couple. I'm going to keep doing that. If anybody has,
if you want, it's fine.
Yeah. If anybody has ideas of places, let me know.
Yeah. There's definitely,
there's so many places.
Yes.
Yeah.
If a family just moved here tomorrow, where would you tell them to go first?
Oh my gosh. The beach.
Oh, the beach. Yeah.
I'm a beach girl. Go to the beach. I mean, it's beautiful here.
It is.
Along the shoreline in Connecticut. We're so lucky to have that. There's a lot of places in the country where they do have lakes or rivers, but being near the beach is just
the best.
It's the best. I love it.
And about social media and local business, you work with a lot of local business now, right? So what catches your attention?
So I'm on social media, right? That's my business. And I see other companies' social media, and if I like what I see, I'm like, oh wow, I should go there. So that's what really catches my eye. If they're doing a good job with socials, that's how I can see what they're doing. And then I reach out to them and say, hey, I'd love to come and do a segment with you. So.
And most of local business, they are willing.
Oh, yes.
Give a chance, yeah.
Yeah.
And what makes you want to say yes to a collaboration? Let's say somebody invited you for the collaboration. What makes you say yes?
I mean, usually if it's a local business that I feel like, I'm interested in, I'll say yes. I mean, I really don't right now have any restrictions for the most part, as long as it works with my schedule and my kids' schedule. That's the hardest part.
And it's something that matches what your belief?
Yeah. So my social media is all about mom life, fashion, and weather. That's what I say, those three things really. I try to intertwine them when I do the fashion forecast on the weekends. I like showing off the things that I think are cool, fashion-wise.
I saw your video this morning.
Oh,
It was about rain. You're
Yeah.
to put some color on the rain day. It's great.
Oh,
great
thank
idea.
you. Yeah, I try to think of things, and that's fun for me. I've always been a creative person, so I just love coming up with ideas. It's fun.
Yeah, you're great.
So are you.
Communicator and social media running. It's great. And what advice would you give to local business owners trying to grow online?
So it is hard, right? Because this is a whole new world we're living in. It used to be just like, oh, you have a website. Now it's like, oh, you need a social media channel. But I will tell you, the social media channels really do help businesses, and I see it. And, having a presence on socials, whether it's Instagram, I'm not on TikTok or anything. I'm still trying to figure that out. But even Facebook, I think that it really helps your business grow and people find out about you that way.
Yeah. I think every business owner, they need to learn how to be influencer as well.
It's hard.
It's
hard.
Because you have to run the business and run a social media, which is another business.
A whole other thing, right? And the more that you put yourself out there, just the more I think people learn about you, right?
Yeah.
And the more that maybe they'll come visit you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To attract people.
But it's hard to find the time.
And ideas.
Yeah, and the ideas.
Follower count and engagement matter equally?
No, I don't think so. I'm learning now, and I've learned from other people. Again, I'm so new at this, so I'm figuring it out. But I thought followers were a big deal. It's more about engagement. If you look at the amount of non-followers that watch your videos, it sometimes is more than your followers. So I think the engagement is what matters. Even if you're not seeing a bunch of new people pop up on your page, like, hitting the follow button, they're still watching. It still matters.
Let's do a quick fire round.
Yeah, okay.
So, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Heels or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Instagram stories or reels?
Instagram stories or reels?
Yeah.
Reels.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Favorite restaurant in Fairfield County?
Oh my gosh. It used to be Brick and Wood. That place closed in Fairfield. It was amazing. It was so good.
Was the pizza place, right?
Yeah, it was so good. It was my husband and I's favorite place. I love a good Greek place. So we'll just say Greek.
Okay.
Lantern Point Taverna is very good in Fairfield.
Which one?
Lantern Point Taverna in Fairfield.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
Good. Good to know. Favorite coffee shop?
This is going to sound so bad. Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's good. No, but it's good.
But I love Dunkin' Donuts.
It's good. My son loves it. My son's there every day.
Yeah.
Favorite family activity?
We love board games. We play board games with my son a lot, and now my daughter is starting to participate, and it's really fun. Last night we all sat and we tossed a ball together and played, and that, to be honest with you, that's my favorite thing to all do together.
Okay, that's fun. And 3 words your friends would use to describe you?
Bubbly, Trying to be positive, I think, and strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So. And changing the subject, what accomplishment are you most proud of?
My kids, 100%.
And what motivated you today?
My kids. and my family.
Okay.
My parents are the best. My husband, like, he's amazing. Like, the people that are so close to me in life, I am so grateful for, because I'm really lucky. I have really great people in my life.
And when life gets overwhelming, what keeps you grounded?
That's a good question. I like my morning exercise. If I get in 15 minutes in the morning, I roll up my yoga mat, I feel like a different person, just because it just gets my mind in the right place to start the day.
Okay.
That is very important to me. I would like to meditate. I used to do that more. But the exercise is something I could just do quick and get it done in the morning.
And balance it.
And it just helps. It just helps.
What do you hope your children remember most about their childhood?
Just that they were super, super loved, and that they had great memories with their parents.
If you could go back and talk to your 25 years old self, what would you say?
Oh, wow. I would say it's all going to work out. 25 was a really, really pivotal point for me. I remember I was working part-time. I was long distance with Rocco, and I was not sure where my life was going to go. And it was just a lot of question marks. I remember it called it a quarter life crisis. And everything worked out. It just worked out the way it should. But I spent a lot of time worrying about it, and I really shouldn't have, because it all fell into place.
At some point.
Yeah.
And you spent years forecasting the weather. Now I'd love to ask you for a different kind of forecast. What do you think the forecast is for families today? Like, what do you hope the future looks like for the next generation of kids?
So even though I do the social media, I do hope that families still spend a lot of time together. Like, not so much on electronic devices, but like spending that quality time. Like I said, board games, going on vacation, going on amusement park rides together, like spending the quality time together, talking to each other, communicating to each other, sitting down for dinner. You know, we put our phones away when we have dinner because we just want to talk to our kids. My son could tell us what he's doing. My daughter really can't yet, but that's fine. She likes to participate anyway and stuff. And I just hope that continues in the future. Because as wonderful as social media is, it also, like, I don't want it to take away from family time.
This is MiniTown Talks. I have one last question.
Okay.
What's one small thing parents can do this week to create a memory their children will remember years from now?
So this is very interesting. My daughter, somebody bought me a journal for her when she was a baby. It says, like, Dear Alexa, that's her name. And I have written every month an entry in it. And it will be like, Dear Alexa, you are 7 months today. Your favorite things to do are, I don't know, eat bananas, like whatever it is, right? And I try to do it monthly, but it doesn't always work out that way. But I want one day when she turns 18, I want to give her that journal. I want to say, hey, if you want to, like, look back on your life growing up, like, this is a good summary to do that. And I think that's a cool idea for parents to do if they've got young kids at home. Because those memories, even I just reading them back, I'm remembering so many things. Like, you forget. Time goes by so fast. You forget what things are like at a certain point. So I think that would be something cool to start for your kid.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea. I wish somebody had told me that before.
But your son's he's only 4, so you could definitely start it now. And by the time he's 18, give him a journal and, you know.
You know, when it was COVID time, we did a capsule, like a time capsule.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't opened yet, actually. That's
kind of fun, though, right?
Yeah.
Just to remember things. I'm like all about pictures and memories and journaling, and I don't journal as much as I used to at all. I don't have time. Yeah.
Where's
does?
the time? Yeah,
Who does? I don't know.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I know our listeners love getting to know not just the influencer they see on social media, but the woman, the mom, and the professional behind it all. Before we wrap up, where can everyone follow you and keep up with everything you're doing?
So my Instagram that I've been working on is at Lorin's, LORINS_looks. That's where I've been posting all of this fun content. I also have a Facebook page as well. It's a professional page, LORIN on TV, even though I'm not on TV anymore. But that's my Facebook page too.
That's great.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for listening to another episode of MiniTown Talks. If you enjoyed today's conversation, we'd love if you subscribed, left us a review, and shared this episode with another parent or friend. And if you're looking for a place where your kids can play, explore, and make memories while you enjoy great coffee, come visit us at MiniTown Café and Play. Until next time, keep supporting local, keep making memories with your little ones, and we'll see you in the next episode of MiniTown Talks. Thank you so much, Lorin. It was a pleasure having you here.
So great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.